Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hey, listen, today's episode is brought to you by Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus gives you total control to watch anything, anytime, anywhere. Watch classic shows or all your current favorites. Act now and get a cool special deal just for TMOS listeners. An absolutely free extended trial of Hulu Plus. Just go to huluplus.com/TMOS. Remember, that's huluplus.com/TMOS. And now, the show.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store. And around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
It is a little before 11 o'clock Eastern Time on Monday, September 16th. The way this show works is that we tape it, and most of you listen to it after we tape it. Some of you watch it live on Ustream, some of the people that are on our VIP packages. So there's a small percentage of you that actually watch this show live, but most of you will download it and listen to it at your convenience, and it's one of the reasons the show has been successful because of that. One of the things that's frustrating about that is that the immediacy of being on the air, with a live program does not exist for this program anymore. So it's frustrating for us.
Do you miss that?
On a day like this, I do, simply because we all tore ourselves away from the television here in Washington, D.C., because it's a major incident again with a shooter or multiple shooters, with fatalities or maybe not. We're at that stage as we go to tape our show on Monday, September 16th. We are at that stage where there's been an attack down at the Washington Navy Yard, right in our backyard down here in Washington, D.C. And like so many of these news stories, when they break, they're getting conflicting stories. Multiple sources are reporting multiple situations down there. Bottom line is somebody went into the Navy Yard, or multiple people went into the Navy Yard with weapons, assault weapons, and opened fire on people. There have been many people shot.
Right.
So that's what we all woke up to. It seems, I think, Rob, you were the first one to say, when that happened, it seems like every other week we've got something going down like this. So right now, it's that terrible feeling you get in your gut as you're watching the news stories, and the reporters are doing the best job they can, trying to get what information they can. It goes all the way from 4 people were shot and nobody killed to 4 people have been killed and 12 people have been shot. It goes all the way to 1 gunman has already been taken into custody or taken down, and then they say, no, there are multiple gunmen.
Right.
1 has gone down, and they're still trying to deal with the other one. It's a horrible, horrible situation. You think about terrorism. You think about, whether this was a military person himself, and that's happening right now, and always seems like it's getting closer to Washington, D.C. every time we have that.
It's so scary. The very thought that it could be an inside job is horrifying. And then the fact that it's a government military facility and something goes down like that makes it somehow worse.
I will tell you this. This morning when I woke up to that, I reacted differently. I reacted.
In what way?
I hate to say this. It's like I'm used to it. I'm getting used to this. I'm getting to a, here we go again.
It's tragic.
Well, you know what?
We've seen the.
I don't think you're used to it. That's not giving you the best of it. I think you might be jaded. I think you know what, a part of you might be
desensitized.
And you know what? And this sounds bad, but it's true. I'm sick of it.
Oh, everybody is.
And you know what?
Everybody
And that your natural reaction to something you're sick of is to distance and perhaps even dismiss. And God, I hope we're not getting to that point.
I don't even want to say this, but I will because it's on my mind. And, I don't think it's going to have an impact on our listeners because, we know them all. But the fact is, when you see a situation like this, it is astonishing to me what 1, or we don't know, maybe 2, gunmen can do. What one guy with an assault rifle can do to a city. It's just astonishing when you see that. I feel weird about watching all the responses to this because you have the streets that are just jammed with all of these responders that are out there, and you see the guys that are standing on the street and they're all talking and they're all doing. I always look at that and go, it's just amazing how much force is deployed for 1 lone gunman, and we don't know, and we're thinking about everybody that's involved.
It affects so many, except the clueless reporters that are in front of the hospital. It doesn't seem to affect them.
As we report, and I'll give you an update a little later.
Yeah, I asked Oscar to monitor on his computer so that at least during this show, even though, as I said before, most of you are going to hear this late in the game.
Right.
We're going to, for the people that are watching us live, we're going to update you as much as we can. And to be honest with you, instead of having a television monitor in here, Oscar's probably got the right tool in this day and age
They
to
watch it.
find out what's going
Well,
on.
I'm watching it live.
Right, there you go, on CNN. And
Yeah.
also you're, in the blogosphere
Yeah, and
and
I've
in
got
the
all
Twittersphere.
I've got everything else set up. Now, I'll say this, that it looks like there's 2 shooters as of
So
the
now
time
they've
we're
confirmed
recording.
that
and this is
they're-
CNN's.
Yeah,
CNN
one
saying
is
this?
one is not confirmed down, but is believed to be down. The other one is barricaded inside the Navy Yard, is what they're saying now.
Okay.
All right.
And then 2, it looks like there's been 10 victims. They don't talk about deaths. And again, reporting a death is probably tough overall because that's the hardest thing you have to deal with.
Yeah, they have to
Yep.
confirm
And
that.
for our listening audience, more importantly, our prayers go out to you because a great majority of our listeners are from the D.C. area.
Yep.
Yes.
And the odds of a few people having family members in that Navy Yard, because it is a government facility,
100%.
are high. So
Sure.
our prayers are with you.
Even our own Pony has some friends over
I
there.
think I'm like everybody else that hears this story the first time. When you hear 2 shooters, you think coordinated.
Yeah.
Sure.
You think that this is some sort of terrorist-related
find out.
situation. And, you just get that feeling in the pit of your stomach, especially this being September. It's always just a weird situation with
Yep.
that. And they're doing the best they can. There's these reporters, but the fact that there are 2 shooters and multiple injuries, I would assume we're going to find out about some people losing their lives, which sucks.
It's so strange because, well, as I live right in the heart of the city,
Mm-hmm.
so when I leave, it's usually, you'll see a few police officers, or you'll see a fire truck or something like that.
Right.
Nothing crazy. But this morning, the only reason I turned on the news this morning wasn't for traffic, was because I saw 3 Washington, D.C. PD SUVs shoot up a one-way road, like racing
Right.
towards the vice president's house, which is in the direction of going towards the Navy Yard.
Yeah,
across the
you're
city.
you're 10 minutes away from where this is
Yeah.
all
The Navy
happening.
Yard is in southeast, right?
Yeah.
Southeast.
And Oscar,
Yeah.
you are in where? What quadrant?
I'm in Northwest.
Okay,
Northwest.
So,
but close.
I mean, the city's not that big. So
Right.
I sat there and I was like, well, I see police officers once in a while, but not like that.
Yeah.
So then I turned on the news and I said, well, clearly that's why.
And you know what? I think that a lot of people that are not born and raised in this area, they probably have an image of Washington, D.C. as being like New York City, a huge, bustling metropolis.
Oh,
it's
no,
not.
no.
It's a small town.
Very small.
And
That's
when
why I
you
said,
see
I mean,
that kind of action,
Yeah.
I was like,
Oscar is in a separate part of town, and I meant it. He's 10 minutes away
Yep.
from that. That's the way it goes, without traffic, of course. It's
Well,
one
they
of
don't
those-
need traffic with those lights.
No, they don't. And as I said, we do have the majority of our fan base here in the Washington area, and there will be people that are touched by this tragedy. Again, it's just it's very, very difficult, and we'll have the speculation as far as security and how these guys got in there and what kind of security. Look, I think that we can all agree that it's impossible to secure every military base totally with civilians that are in there. It's impossible to secure every large facility where there are multiple people that are working in there. You have a crazed gunman, that's acting with 1 or 2 people. Strange things can happen.
with
and
supreme
it sucks.
focus on their part, and it's hard for us to focus on them, and they're definitely
So-
focused on their task.
We'll find out as time goes on, and we just came in here. Sometimes we're very honest with you, and one of the things we wanted to do is come in and start this show and tell you what we were dealing with. Being yuckity yuck was not top of mind right now. You had something else in there?
Yeah, they've narrowed down the quadrant of the Naval Yard. It looks like it was within the Naval Sea Systems Command headquarters in that building.
So maybe targeting the officers in this,
Maybe.
which
Are they saying that both gunmen were in the same area?
They're saying that that's where the shooting took place.
Okay.
So that's what we're living this here in the D.C. area today, and I hope you can humor us and understand that we'll get on with the yuckity yuck and our prayers. If you got prayers, I believe that actually once in a
Sure.
while when we call on our listening audience to collectively send good wishes and good thoughts to everybody that's impacted by this tragic situation today here in Washington, D.C. Yet again, another incident with a gun. So we'll start the show right now, and thanks for indulging us.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business. From the entertainment capital of the world.
Oh my God.
What?
What?
Take it easy.
This time I was trying to do everything right.
Don't just become
I
excited.
thought if I stayed away from the city hall, I wouldn't have the bad luck I had again.
You're making me feel guilty.
I'm marrying your brother.
All right, I'm guilty. I confess. What did you do?
What did I do?
You ruined my life.
That's impossible. It was ruined when I got here. You ruined my life. You know, you got them bad eyes like a gypsy, and I don't know why I didn't see it yesterday. Bad luck. That's it. Is that all I'm ever going to have? Oh, I should have taken a rock and killed myself years ago. I'm going to marry him. Do you hear me? Last night never happened, and I'm going to marry him, and you and I are going to take this to our coffins.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I'm in love with you.
Snap out of it.
Bless me, Father, if I have sinned. It's been 2 months since my last confession.
What sins have you to confess?
Twice I took the name of the Lord in vain. Once I slept with the brother of my fiancé, and once I bounced a check at the liquor store. But that was really an accident.
Then it's not a sin. But what was that second thing you said?
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
You want to see a good one? Check that one out. Moonstruck with Cher and Nicolas Cage. And so many
Danny
great
Aiello,
Olympia Dukakis, really great.
Frasier's dad is in it.
That's right. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Live from Studio 1K in the Fiberplex Broadcast Center, this is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are downloaded worldwide 18 million times and powered by Encore Insurance. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And the mighty 1630 KCJJ in Iowa.
I think my internet just glitched.
I don't know what happened. Our show today is brought to you by my favorite website next to ours.
What's that?
FanDuel.com.
Have a good weekend, did you?
I did. I did. Mr. Josh, my general manager, is doing very, very well for
Our
me.
percentages are up.
It is gone now. This is how I'm creeping on it, all right? I'm going from Josh taking over the entire thing. I know all about FanDuel. I'm going to tell you about it. It's a wonderful website. And it's gone from Josh being my GM to Josh explaining to me what he's doing as my GM to me checking out my live scoring during the NFL week, and I was all over it yesterday.
To draw a parallel, this is kind of like in the course of 3 weeks, Daniel Snyder becoming quarterback for the Redskins.
Yes, it is.
He's become from an outsider to an active player.
I don't necessarily think that I'm going to be messing with Josh when he selects lineups for me because
he knows the stuff.
He's got a magic touch right now, and it's working. We're talking about FanDuel, the first week of the NFL season and the second week, basically, well, they got a Monday night game in the books. How'd your fantasy team do? Did you win cash?
I did not.
Did you?
No.
With FanDuel, you can. FanDuel.com is the place for 1 week fantasy football leagues for real money. There is no season-long commitment. That's cool.
You love that.
There are no upfront fees. That's cool. You can play each week or whenever you want to play. It's up to you, and you can put up a lineup every single week based on a salary cap. FanDuel.com has huge prizes and instant payouts, and I haven't added up my total, but I did very well.
Yes.
I did very, very well.
I added it up.
You did?
Well, I had Josh do it.
Yeah?
You know what I love about Josh Murphy?
What's
he
that?
He doesn't come in 5 days a week anymore. He
No.
may come in 1.
Right.
But he answers his text while he's in class.
That's cool, and,
Yeah.
and he brings great joy to me.
Yes,
and you
he
know,
does.
when he comes in, he doesn't do anything. But he's still available.
He's still available, and he's doing, and he's into this because he knows. He's like, let me tell you about interns. Rob was an intern. He knows that I'm telling the truth here. Interns are puppy dogs.
Yes.
And if you show a puppy dog like, well, aren't you a good boy?
love.
He's just going crazy on
Yeah.
FanDuel.
He's in class right now texting me.
I chose a career based on that love. I really, really should have been in sales, but
know.
I ended up here.
What
Okay.
a tragic error it was.
It's a tale of two cities.
Okay. Yeah, because he's helping you too, right?
You know what's funny is, Oscar doesn't get a lot of texts.
Yeah.
Much like my career model,
Yes.
taking ideas that Oscar has and stealing them for myself.
And trying to make them just a little better.
Once I found out that Josh Murphy was running Oscar's fantasy league, I said, I want some of that.
Santana,
Yes.
Team Santana is up $6.
Yeah. You know what? What, profit?
No.
Or up
This week-
$6?
this week
I'm
alone.
down 94, but I'm back up
Oh.
6. So I'm
Oh.
6. I'm 6 up.
No,
in
you're
my
not.
life.
Yeah, that's the same logic you used with that slot machine when you blew $800.
Okay, moving on.
Yes.
Mike
Amazing.
O'Mara
Right.
is up $160.
Yeah. Yeah. Winner. Winner.
I can be happy for you. I can
Yes,
be
I am happy.
And you have how many dollars?
$6.
$6. Thank you, Josh Murphy. Let's keep the pedal to the metal. FanDuel is paying out more than $135 million this year, but you have to play to win. You have to sign up today. I am not going to besmirch the rest of the fantasy football world.
No, it's a huge industry.
But I will tell you this. When you can put different lineups in each week and you don't have a season-long commitment, it just makes the NFL so much more fun.
One of those 16-week fantasy football leagues, even when you're doing good, it can become drudgery.
Exactly.
And this is never drudgery.
Because you can if you can't update your lineup a lot,
right?
You've got you got to dance with the ponies that you drafted. You can make changes and you can make trades. You know how fantasy works, but this is great. All you have to do is go to FanDuel.com, click on the microphone in the upper right hand corner, use my code TMOS to sign up today. New users, when you use that code, FanDuel will match your deposit dollar for dollar up to $200. That's exactly what I did.
Hey, $6. You know what that is?
Yes.
That's free money.
Thank you.
That's up to $200 free for new
winner.
users. And if you are somebody who is skilled and you have played fantasy all your life, even if you're in another fantasy league, get involved in this. Sure. Don't forget to click the microphone in the upper right-hand corner and use the code TMOS. FanDuel.com, where every week is a new season. That's FANDUEL.com. And a lot of you are responding to this, and we're excited about it because it makes the show look so good.
Of course.
Use the code TMOS and sign up today, and I'm having a blast. I'm not sure I'd start that Jacksonville quarterback again.
Really?
Don't think we want to get that creative.
Hey, nice going, Josh Murphy.
Listen, let me just say, Josh, I'm happy, but can we always do better? Of course we can.
Of course.
And we can do better by starting superstars.
That's right. And you know what, Josh? Baby literally needs a new pair of shoes.
Exactly. You know that first week?
Yes.
That first week when you started Peyton Manning, Josh? Now that's a quarterback. Okay?
That's right.
Big win.
That is a quarterback. And, he had another great game against his slightly more challenged brother Eli yesterday. I saw Eli's post-game press conference yesterday. It's like,
I don't know. I think he's dazzling.
It was frustrating.
It's like watching David Niven, isn't it?
Speaking of football, and we're always a little sports heavy on Monday anyway.
Sure.
A couple of sports notes. Here's my take.
Speaking of sports,
the Washington Redskins, the long-suffering fan base, the people there are so upset and so hateful, so filled with rage. I think it comes from the people that were kids when and impressionable kids. I want to say 13, 14, 15-year-olds when the Redskins were in their real heyday, when Joe Gibbs was winning and winning and winning, when they were going to Super Bowls.
Right.
When life was great, when you had the Hogs, when you had Joe Theismann, when you had Mark Rippon, you had Doug Williams, you had all these great players.
Yeah, you had Mr. Riggins and his Eggs Benedict.
The posse? What's the posse?
Gary Clark, Art Monk.
Those were the Smurfs.
No.
This is after that.
The posse?
Yeah.
Who were the Smurfs? Was that Art Monk?
Yes, I believe that was.
And I remember the Hogs with Jeff Bostic.
Yes.
And Joe Jacoby.
Friends all.
And Russ Grimm. And you have these guys have all gone on, most of them, to make entire careers.
That's right. If not in football, in barbecue sauce.
Because they won.
Yeah.
And now you go back and now the guys that were kids back then are grown men.
Yes.
And these grown men want to win.
Yeah, they do.
And the thing about it is, I was doing an auction, I'll talk about that later, where we auctioned off some Redskins paraphernalia that just went nuts.
It's a good thing your auction wasn't today.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter.
It might.
Would not matter.
I have a philosophy of the Washington Redskins. And this is really overstated. Look, here's the good news. Losing the first two of the season is meaningless in the NFL.
That's right.
There's every chance in the world the Redskins can.
That's right, Larry.
Win some games and make the playoffs. It's not like other sports. There are not enough games, so it's not like you have to worry just yet. Is it a cause for concern that they're 0-2?
Yes.
Absolutely. But so are the Giants. Mm-hmm. So are the Dallas Cowboys. The Philadelphia Eagles are 1-1. So, I mean, you got. So you're telling me there's a chance.
Am I the only one who thinks the Redskins can run the table?
There's a big chance. There's a very, very good chance. It happened last year, too.
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible. Yeah. However, and I watch the Washington Redskins play football, and I watch what surrounds the Washington Redskins, and perhaps all these NFL teams. But here in Washington, you know the passion of our fan base for the Redskins. And my feeling is this, and I wrote this down. Great teams have to have great character. They do. It's not always like guys that are going to help the little old lady across the street character. It's toughness of mind. And what I see and what I have seen for the decades where the Washington Redskins have not won any Super Bowl, you've got a team that This is the game in town. You've got the Capitals and the Nationals, but make no mistake about it. If you're a Redskin, you walk in a different arena.
Oh, it's a lousy sports team, but the Redskins are the closest to being a real team as far as this town is concerned.
And I think it's very difficult to build that character or to motivate guys, young men, if you are getting your asses kissed the way they get their asses kissed with losing after losing.
They're being
after
rewarded
losing.
for lousy behavior.
They don't have to win.
Now,
they don't have to win. It's just like the Washington Capitals. I feel the same way with that team. They don't necessarily have to go out and win all the time. We were talking about Boston. Boston goes on an 8-game losing streak.
Oh, they hear about it.
The superstar becomes crap.
That's right.
It's the way it works. And I think it motivates the teams a little bit
Let
better.
me jump back 10 years when we had the most unfortunate luck of having Norv Turner on the show every week.
Hey, how are you? It's great. This is Norv Turner.
And they were in the middle of a tremendous losing streak.
Oh,
and
it was
horrible.
dreaded it. I dreaded it more than any segment in my career.
You dreaded it. You're not the one who had to dial.
It was so horrible.
It was really bad. But you know what?
So horrible.
Back then, I think this was not the case yet because the team was truly rotten, and they were sort of embracing the fact that they sucked because Norv had no other way to spin it. And it's different now, and it's not that long ago.
Well, because they won last year, guys. That's why the expectations are so high.
Yeah, well,
but they haven't been winning this year.
They won, and and they went into the playoffs. But it was that's the situation is a Super Bowl is what this team. That's the standard the fans have, and I think even with the RG3 and playing a little better, Oscar, and I mean a little better. Yes, they made it to the playoffs. You've got I just think. The underdogs, I think that's why you see underdogs occasionally sneak in a team sports situation because you get guys that are, character guys. They really are character guys.
Lovable loser doesn't play in this city.
Now listen, I might be, now people are going to roll their eyes at me because I'm saying, yes, maybe I'm getting some of this from watching the Red Sox who don't have.
Oh, that's not why they're rolling their eyes.
But the Red Sox don't have a stable of superstars like certain other baseball teams. Right. But I'm watching these guys yesterday. And these guys care for one another. They you watch them on the sidelines, and they're playing. I just think they're playing way over their heads.
Yeah,
I really do.
And then you have a head coach that looks confused. At one point, I really think I saw him say, "I don't like it here in New Orleans."
Right.
He didn't even look like he knew where he was.
Well, it's just watching that game yesterday with the Redskins. I was just watching a bunch of guys that looked like they could use a little discipline.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking at guys that just.
Should we send Oscar over?
No, they still are doing little.
Pedro Moreno.
They're doing stupid stuff, and it's not a whole bunch of it, but I don't know.
Can I tell you what it is?
Do you know the gift that this team would give to the city of Washington D.C., which needs it? I mean, this town could use that so bad.
Can I? Well, I guess, and these aren't my words. This is just because I'm obsessed with seeing what's wrong, and I root for RG3 because I bought into the hype, right?
Sure.
And I've seen his recovery from ACL surgery. It is the way that this team was set up was for the type of quarterback. The pre-ACL, second ACL injury.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
I mean, that was the run and gun type of
So they're
situation.
running an offense with a guy that's not doing what he used to do simply because he's not comfortable with the recovery isn't where it should be.
And Troy
even
Aikman,
if it is, he looks gun shy.
Yes.
It looks like he's not trusting himself. Yeah, true.
Who wouldn't be?
And I'll tell you something. Troy Aikman is, he's every bit a cowboy.
Of course.
There was that rivalry. And when Troy Aikman says, will he ever be the quarterback he once was? And you look at that, but Troy Aikman talks about the knee brace, and he knows about the knee brace. And at that one particular run yesterday where you see RG3 sitting there for about 5 minutes adjusting his knee brace, and you're saying, man, that's got to be – I mean, that surgery is just – did you see the diagram on what they did? They didn't – this isn't even what I had, which is just a little ACL replacement.
It's complete
This
reconstruction.
was like just drilling inside the knee and moving this body part from this. It's just amazing.
There's a documentary that's put together, a small doc, right? And it shows his recovery of where he was and where he should have been. He's clearly ahead of schedule for anybody's regular expectation
because he's a Superman.
Yes,
he's a Superman athlete.
But
you don't know whether he'll get back to
psychologically. You don't know where it's going to be.
Here's from the documentary about RG3.
Steve Austin, astronaut, a man barely alive.
That's right.
I want him to succeed.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him.
What he has to do after every game, RG3 has to report to Oscar. But it's not Oscar here, it's Oscar from the show $6 Million Man.
Ready for my blasphemy?
Yes. Oh, Mike, you are a shock jock?
Yes, he got them to the playoffs. Yes, that first half of the season. When you watched him play, doing things that most guys can't. You've got another guy that has been in the league It's his second year in the league, and he's deified. He's still deified. He's still treated like he's got 4 rings, and he doesn't have 4 rings. And I'm all for him, too. I think he's a very nice guy, and I think he's got a lot of character. But this fan base is just so drink the Kool-Aid. I mean, it's drink the Kool-Aid time.
Of course.
And it's frustrating. I just feel for the Redskins
and
fans.
the team feeds into it. I've told this before, but I will reveal it again just briefly. In the middle of the Schottenheimer era, another grand era in the storied history of the Redskins.
There have been some moments, haven't they, with this team?
When I was still on the field for them, he said, we're going to run the noise meter. And I said, what do you mean the noise meter? He says, well, it's a video of noise meters. I said, you mean that's not a real reflection of the crowd?
It's not a noise meter.
He said, no, there's a series of 3 videos where they get louder and louder, and we run them no matter what. Oh, and as I'm going out to quote-unquote warm up the crowd, he says, by the way, don't mention the coach.
So another week,
Ravens won.
Another tragedy. Yeah, the Ravens. Well, don't say that.
Yeah,
That'll piss people off here.
Don't cut home through the city.
I mean, we have a lot of fans
I'm
up
a
in Baltimore.
Ravens fan.
We have a lot of. You're a fair
You
weather
know
fan.
that.
You're not a true
He's a fan of
football
success.
I
Mike.
was a 49ers fan because they were close to Silicon Valley and I decided to adopt them until they lost.
Oscar loves success.
Incidentally, let's go. Speaking, and then another NFC East team that lost yesterday. The New York Giants lost to in Peyton Manning Bowl, in Peyton Eli Bowl, Manning Bowl,
Manning Bowl
3
13
or whatever it was. And we go to the press conference right now with Eli Manning talking about losing to his brother.
That's got to sting.
Was he just trying to say his name?
I don't know.
Eli.
He is, look, hey, 2 rings, man. You can't argue with that with Eli Manning. But, boy, you see the guy, and I'm like, how the hell does he learn a playbook?
Do you think he requires help putting the rings on?
No. But it's just frustrating.
Of course.
It's frustrating to watch this. A great weekend was had by all. I did the fabulous Helping Haitian Angel auction. Do
you want to break here and come back and
talk
talk
about it?
about it?
I will
Yeah.
tell you all about that, including my anniversary weekend with my lovely lady where, because of a gift certificate, thank you, Kathy.
Hey, look at you.
I took Carla out to the 1% restaurant. That's what it should have been called, the 1% restaurant.
Flashing neon sign out front that says 0.01%.
Including the fat guy with the tie who was younger than me and had his whole family in there. And this was Mr. We eat here all the time. Oh,
Of course.
I'm happy for you.
Well, that's why he's fat.
Dick. Anyway, we'll take a break and come back. I'll tell you all about that right after this.
I look a step so deep in your eyes. I touch on you more and more every time. When you leave,
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. It's the Oakton Wine Shop's Fall Festival, September 20th through 21st.
I'll tell you how you could have saved some money.
How?
Is not go to the restaurant, just go to the Oakton Wine Shop.
Oh, man, I could have done so well with that.
Yeah.
They're going to be kicking off their 2-day festival with 15 wines from California, Italy, and the Pacific Northwest. Tasting will occur from 4 to 8 p.m. If you'd like more details, call the Oakton Wine Shop and our good friend Brian Gauthier at 703-255-5425. Oakton Wine Shop is right off Chain Bridge Road in Oakton on September 21st. It's their 3rd annual fall festival, continuing with this time benefiting Innova Blood Donor Services. You can come out and enjoy wines from Spain, Burgundy, and California, as well as craft beer. Also, they'll be tasting food from Culinaria Cooking School in Vienna. Now, do you say culinaria or culinaria?
He said culinaria, I think.
Yeah, but I still want to call it culinaria.
Well, I think if they said culinaria, they'd have to charge more.
Thank you. That's in Vienna. And cookies from Rhino Treats in Manassas.
Hey, Mike, who doesn't love cookies?
I love cookies. I love cookies. A portion of all sales go directly to Innova Blood Donor Services. If you'd like more details, call Oakton Wine Shop at 703-255-5425 at Oakton Wine Shop off Chainbridge Road. And then on September 28th, it's their 2nd annual fall beer tasting. And Chad will be out there with Oscar, Big O, and Dukes. And it should be a lot of fun as they taste some of their favorite beers. I almost bumped into Mr. Dukes yesterday.
How come?
I was out. I had an hour and a half yesterday morning to myself. And I took the motorcycle to Whole Foods and was just going to get like something good for the football game. And I walk in, and they've got like a little sports bar in that place.
They're leaning Wegmans, aren't they?
They are. But I walked in.
Give me a gas can.
I had a shepherd's pie.
How was it?
Hey, and I had one of their little fancy iced teas. And then I'm walking out, and there's some red-haired guy with a beard, and he goes, Mike, And I turn around, and then in back of him, it's Drab.
Oh, really?
And I guess when I looked at them, I was kind of like, yeah, like that. And Drab was funny because Drab said, "Hi, Matt Cahill. How are you? Nice to meet you."
Well, you know, all respect.
Pretty funny.
All respect, and I love Drab, but
Right.
he's really not the most remarkable person I've ever met.
It was
and
one
I
of
can
his-
see where in a crowd you might not pick him out.
Offense to that.
It was one of his more remarkable moments.
great.
though.
Was
He
it?
yeah,
Well,
he
I
was very
love
funny.
Drab.
I adore him. He's still employed in an industry that no longer welcomes me.
Well,
so
they
so
kept-
Drab wins.
They kept all those guys.
Yeah.
For
Easy.
one important reason.
Hey, Mike, be nice.
Well, no, I am being nice, but there are reasons for that. But anyway, so Drab was there, and they both said,
you priced yourself out of a job, son.
but they were wearing their jerseys. Drab had a Seattle jersey on, and the guy with the red beard, I have no idea who he is, had his Redskins.
It was a guy from
jersey.
Duck Dynasty.
It wasn't that long a beard.
Oh, okay.
And I guess Chad was supposed to be meeting them. Over
Yeah,
there.
that's his home base.
That's where he.
He doesn't
Whole
go.
Foods?
I mean, he goes different places to watch the game, but I think that's exclusively where he goes and watches his game.
It's
What,
really
people
a nice
watch
layout.
football at a grocery store?
Well, yeah.
Wow.
Well, they have craft. They have everything there.
Yeah.
No, they don't. No,
Well-
they. In fact, I thought the menu was a little limited.
Oh,
To be
really?
honest with you, yeah. I mean, it was.
I
but
hear
it was.
But you
otherwise.
may do.
But I mean, I guess they technically do have everything because you could go next
I
door
have
into the
heard
grocery store and get whatever you want.
Stories of them going into the grocery store
That
and
to
getting
me-
whatever they want and walking right back out.
You know what
into
I
the
would
little
do?
bar.
I would say, hey, can you go make a box of macaroni and cheese for me and just see if they do it?
I would think that if you can go into the grocery store and like camp out at your particular area, it was starting to fill up. I left there at about 12.
Right.
And it was starting probably a little after 12, and they were starting to creep in there, and I was thinking maybe not a bad idea.
So
you
it's
know?
not actually in the grocery store,
Well, it is under the same roof,
but
and
it's
then
it's separate.
It's separate. You
Good.
can-
And you know what? I give them a little credit because you see, the Wegmans model would be you have to walk through the sports
Why do you
bar,
get so upset
He
about
hates
this?
Wegmans
I
for
do.
some reason.
I
He
do.
hates Wegmans so totally.
and yet I love you.
But I mean, it's not. You're such an ass. You are such a silly ass.
He cares
You're
about this so much.
I love him too. That's the sad thing. I do. Rob, I will think about both you guys now more than I ever did with any of the other incarnations of this show. Because really, basically, the older incarnations of this show, I would go home and just cry for the entire Friday afternoon. This time,
I did
I'll
that.
just see like little things. You guys will. Was it this weekend? When was it? It was something. Oscar
Well,
just sent me.
it was
a text.
2010.
When did you? Was it Friday night?
Was
I
it?
think it was Friday night.
Was I hammered?
You
I might have been
texted
hammered.
me. Oscar does something that now he'll do it regularly because I'm pulling back the curtain to tell you how much I love it.
Do you really want to say it then?
Oscar will text me a perfect, like high definition picture of a cocktail that he's about.
Oh yeah. That's my
And it
big
was so
big
funny.
I've done it. I've done it before.
Yeah.
Rob, I will follow on Facebook with the different things that Rob's doing. Rob puts this new profile picture.
Oh, I got to
up.
give my wife credit for that one.
And this is how I don't know, either bored or creative. You can go two ways with it.
I'll
The
tell you the
Ski-Wags
whole
are.
story, but
All right, I'll give you the first one first. I'll
Okay.
give you Oscar's first because both of you boys, it always seems like once a weekend there's this moment of joy.
Well, you know
And
what? None
it's
of us-
really satisfying for me.
None of us delay getting out of here on Friday. We're ready for the
We're ready to
weekend.
go
But
on
you know
Friday.
what? I really do think the three of us miss each other. Because
Nah.
no, I think it's
A little
true.
extreme.
There are moments when I say I kind of wish the guys were right here for this moment. It wouldn't be an extended moment.
I will
and
tell
I'm
you-
even getting to a point where I think of Matt Bloom.
I will tell you the honest truth. That I have never, in all of my years in broadcasting, I will say this to both of you.
Yeah.
I have never spoken more highly to other people of people that I work with. I swear to God, I do
Even
it all
when
the
you're
time.
sober?
No, I do it all the time. I don't care. And you guys both know this.
Yeah.
I used to not do that simply to protect myself.
Right.
And now I don't care about that.
Well, that's
anymore.
awesome.
I just
Very
have
kind
to.
of
So Oscar,
It's a happy place. This
Very
place.
sweet of him.
Oscar on September 14th at 1:20 a.m. I'll
here we
share
go.
this.
Oh,
with
at
everybody.
1:20.
He texts
Oh,
me
yeah.
this picture. He texts
Oh my
me this
God!
picture.
Yeah, it was Jameson.
And then it says, "Wish you were here."
Wow. Let me see.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
all.
You know
it was.
what? That text has a different meaning at 8 p.m. than it does at 1 in the morning.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that
Oh,
now.
I'm shocked that you
God.
remember it.
That makes me laugh.
Gentleman in Georgetown, actually, he listened to the show.
Oh, that's
And he
awesome.
said, "I'd like to buy you guys around," and he brought that over, and I said, "Oh, what's this?"
I'll drink it, but what
He
is
said,
it?
Jameson's.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I said,
And then
well,
Rob Spiewak changes his profile picture, and I might not be able to find this, but it was you had a sunset in back of you,
Last
and there was
night.
a cloud configuration that almost resembled a bursting star.
I was
in the
grilling
horizon.
chicken on the deck
You
last
seen
night.
this?
And,
No, I have not.
I'll bring it up for you.
Oh,
And
yes.
and the thing is that I very seldom do what the kids do called the photo bomb. And I said to Carrie, the sun was for maybe a total of 3 minutes coming through streaks of light where it looked like there was pink streaks of fire
cool.
in the sky. It was a beautiful sunset and a very rare thing to get a view from where my deck is. I said, Carrie, come see this. And she comes out. She said, oh, that is very nice. I'd like a photo of that. And as she takes the picture, I photobomb her. I jump into the shot. And Julia, who has got her finger on the pulse of young, funny America, says, Dad, that's fantastic. And as a favor to Julia, I made it my status picture. And she thinks it's fantastic. Lots of comments about my nostrils and uvula this morning.
I did see that.
Both of you. I tell you, it happens at least every other weekend. It's
Very
funny.
sweet of you.
And I had my laugh. And I had overall a little good, a little bad over the weekend.
Really?
The good part would be the amazing response that we got to the Helping Haitian Angel auction on Saturday.
Hey,
where-
well, all right, sir. Here we go there. What are they going to give?
This is me.
I'm at $600 down here now, 10 and now, 25 and now, 35 and now, 50 now, 60. Will they give me 60 now?
Thank you very much.
Another $85 on the bottom there.
It's his opening number.
In answer to Carla's question, why do you always spotlight the fact that you're fat? And I say, Carla, the reason I make a fat joke when I get up on stage is because I know who I am.
Yeah.
And I know what people think when they see a fat guy get up on stage. And I have always enjoyed...
Get the paddles!
God, the first 10 minutes.
Will that stage hold?
I made the mistake of wearing a sweater.
Can we get some towels up here, please?
Okay, I want to welcome everybody. It's a little warm in here. It's cool outside, but I want to go. Come on.
Please exit single file.
It was the Helping Haitian Angel auction at the winery this weekend, and we always talk about the fact that we're circus clowns when we get out there.
It's a tough gig.
It's not a gig that I am filled with joy as Carla and her mother are chortling in the car on the way over. I'm kind of pre-gaming. I'm thinking about the fact that this is work, and my feeling is. It has nothing to do with me personally, but it really does.
Sure.
If people are not in the mood to bid on things and actually spend time and their money, I'm screwed. Because I'm going to be the face of the disaster. I'm going to be the one that they're going to look to as the reason it failed.
There's no reason to deny the fact that Carla is beautiful.
Yes.
Strikingly pretty.
Thank you.
But does she really not know why you and I would also open with a fat joke? To diffuse the situation?
Carla,
to say it before they say it?
She probably knows it. She doesn't like it. And so I said something along the lines of, yes, I know what you're thinking. I said, this is what 5 days in a row for months of CrossFit does. and see, there you go.
Beautiful. Absolute winner. That is the equivalent. You know
Good
what
opening?
that is?
Good opening.
That is the equivalent of the fireman. That's the equivalent of the fireman cutting out the hunk of boardwalk in Seaside Heights. You're stopping the fire before it gets to you.
But let me tell you, as soon as I said that, I had him.
That's killer.
I had him.
You did.
And I'll tell you, I've had him before, and I've not had him before. But it was a raucous crowd, and they did a lot of it. Excuse me. Yeah, early in the night, I'm listening to the other announcements. I said, "Can we have your attention? Can we have your attention?"
You got to own that room.
And nothing.
Oh, you got to be 10 feet tall.
So I got up there and I said, "Okay, we've got some great items here, and I know. Listen, this is going to be for a very, very good cause, and it's going to be lots of fun. But and I hate to do this at the very beginning, but I always feel it's kind of necessary. Listen up."
There you go.
And
Pin drop.
Silence.
Yeah.
Then you knew you had him. That's got to be the
Silence,
best feeling.
And then, as I said, you're the bad guy or you're the good guy. It's all based on how cool the people are at the event, willing to open up the purse strings to support them, and they were fantastic.
Were they the kind of crowd that you could poke fun at?
They were the kind of crowd.
Belittle a little bit?
Well, there's one guy, you know how it is. When you do these things, I always will focus on, I'm nervous to start, and I've got that good edge on.
Sure.
And so if I see a guy that's going to be getting an attitude, so I'm doing my opening spiel about going to Haiti and how Carl and I went down to Haiti, and I looked down at about they're three deep around the stage, and the guy's looking up at me, and he's going like this. He's taking his finger and going, "Come on, let's go."
Oh, like moving on?
And I did, and he's got the grin on where he's working me,
God.
and I have more fun with him. I said, "You better." But here's the cool thing: the guy ended up bidding. a lot.
Oh, okay.
Well,
And
you
it
know
was
what?
so
Then you know
much
what?
fun.
He can be afforded that. We actually have tape of Mike when he ended his spiel and started the auction. You do sound a little keyed up. I don't know if it's me.
5 down 10. I'm 5 down 10 down 15 on my down 15. I'm down 15 20. I'm down 15 down 20. Down 5 down 30.
You know what he's really doing?
What's that?
He's not saying anything other than better than 10.
Oh yeah, it's constant chatter. There's very little content.
Oscar Hammond Jameson's. We'll take a break. Come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show, including Elizabeth Hasselbeck started on Fox Morning News today.
Yeah.
What?
Elizabeth Hasselbeck. What?
What does she owe her success to?
You know, I was wondering,
Yeah.
what motivated her to go from the very successful View.
Right.
You know, you look at a move like that and you say, what must be in her head
Exactly.
to do that?
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I guess most people, especially at the View, would say, what was she thinking?
Oh, yeah.
Are we on dangerous ground here, Mr. Spicoli?
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't all. She's working with, our good friend Steve Ducey.
Now, is that his? There's another half-witted Ducey on Fox News. Is that his son? Does he have a
Really?
son? Yeah, there's
There's another Ducey?
Can you find?
I'll look
see if
for
there's
it.
another Ducey, because he's one of these. I don't know, but Carl Ducey or whatever his name is.
Does he look like he's blonde
Could be,
and
yeah, could
young
be.
and
Doocy?
Oh, I've got it.
and Protestant?
Yes.
Let me continue looking.
Yeah.
Yes, that kind of look. So she moved over there today, and she's happy now because everybody agrees with her.
And everyone's banging her.
Right.
It's
Not really.
It's Peter Ducey, and he is Steve Ducey's son.
All right.
Can I get an image, please? Can I get a picture of Peter Ducey?
Yeah, you know what? You
Of course it's Peter Ducey.
Peter.
Hi, I'm Peter Ducey.
Mike-
I'm translucent. I'm so white.
Before you see a photograph, I want you to form an image in your head to see if you can match it.
Okay.
Because I think you will. You knew Ducey. God, you knew Ducey when he was Peter Ducey's age.
I went to a private party at Steve Ducey's home back when he was a reporter.
You've known him at least 28 years.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've known him for a very long time.
All right.
Don't wanna-
Turn this around here.
Of course.
Same,
Of course, that's Peter Ducey.
Yeah, there you go.
And Peter Ducey's working for Fox now?
Yes, he is.
sir.
So is he a big righty just like his old man?
What do you think?
Peter Ducey.
Yeah, his first
Perfect Peter Ducey.
his first news piece. It was wonderful, and I think the Academy is going to recognize this. It's called "I Don't Like Obama." Very hard hitting.
So
Went to
congratulations.
Villanova.
Really?
Yeah.
Congratulations. I think Steve Ducey, Villanova is a big Catholic school, if I'm not mistaken.
Could be. Yeah.
So he might want to be one of those Bill O'Reilly big right-wing Catholic people that I grew
Actually,
up
he's
with.
grown up a little bit because that picture was from 2009. Look at him now.
Let's take a
Oh,
look
I'm
at
sure
him
he's
now.
cleaned up his look.
Perfect Peter
Look
Ducey.
at this.
Oh, no.
There we go.
There he is.
He looks like someone that you would hire at an agency to be Steve Ducey.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like,
you
we
know
have a Steve Ducey lookalike coming to our party.
Perfect Peter Ducey.
Perfect Peter Ducey.
Loved him
right.
in Home Alone.
So congratulations to her. He does look like Macaulay Culkin. So Friday night, I had mentioned this in the opening of the show.
Yes.
The auction was great, so thank you to everybody that came out and supported HHA. I want to mention that. But Friday night was anniversary night, which will dovetail into, and I've said dovetail a lot too much on the show. I get into those verbal crutches. But it is dovetailing into birthday week.
Of course.
Tomorrow night is Carla's birthday celebration. So,
Already?
Yeah.
Didn't we
I
just
thought she had
celebrate
a-
this weekend?
We
I
go
thought she
from-
had a birthday a few weeks ago.
We go from anniversary to birthday.
Yeah.
And,
It's all
it's,
coming up, Carla.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Looking forward to it.
Well, you know what? But you know what? It's, you sarcastic, but this is a big birthday for her because now she can buy her own booze.
She's very
No
excited.
more fake IDs.
21. 21.
Why
And
does she always have a New Jersey ID? I always wondered that.
I go to a restaurant where
Jersey's
back in the
easiest
day...
one to fake.
Because no one knows what a Jersey ID looks like.
21.
Yeah. Congratulations, Mrs. O'Mara.
Yo, what part of Jersey you from?
Or as her ID says, Phyllis Jackson. This is Phyllis Jackson. She comes from Wildwood, New Jersey.
Miss,
She's 28.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to confiscate this ID because you do not appear to be an African American. This is unacceptable. I'm not going to be able to do this. So,
oh God!
Speaking of booze, we
Yes.
go out
Were
to we go out to the 1% restaurant. I'm not going to give them a plug.
No,
because they don't need a plug. From
No,
me.
it is actually called the 1% Restaurant, named after the kind of milk they serve.
From our generous listener, Cappy, I had talked about this restaurant to Cappy again and again and again, and because Cappy is one of the most thoughtful people in the free world,
if not the most,
Cappy gives us a gift certificate, and an incredibly generous gift certificate, to go to this restaurant. Let me just say that this restaurant now has priced themselves into a stratosphere where I say this with absolute conviction. I will never set foot in there again. There's just
Really?
not a chance. There's no chance. I gave the boys.
What if they advertised?
Huh?
What if they advertised on the podcast?
Oh, no, that's a different story.
Of course.
Yeah, and there was trade involved.
Yes.
But no, it's just I
Why don't we find
respect
some unicorns?
Send over some quail's eggs, please.
I respect the fact that this man has built his business into this incredible place where they can charge what they charge. But I was so totally intimidated by the experience that it took away from my enjoyment, and it probably took away from my wife's enjoyment of, because everything, it's so expensive now that you sit down there and you go, was that worth it? Was that worth it?
Oh, if it gets to
Was
that point,
worth
if it gets to that
and
point.
I never was there before, but then maybe it's because my financial fortunes have changed and I can't afford that. But even back in the day when Mike O'Mara says no more Ponderosa.
I know. You know what? A few years ago, it seemed like a great idea to go there,
Right.
especially with the salad bar.
I understand.
But it really get your value.
But I will never set foot in Ruby Tuesdays again.
Yeah, I understand.
That's all there is to it.
When let's say that Don and Mike ride of those Don and Mike contracts existed.
Yes.
Even then, you knew what $1 was.
Even then, and it was 1/3 of what it is today. And even at that level, I said, "Jeez!" And especially when I'd bring out like a table of 4, it was something
Wow.
where I said, "This is really ridiculous."
Yeah.
But that would be at the end of the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a situation when we go in.
It
and I'm
really,
like,
literally,
Jesus.
well, not literally, but it hangs over your head.
Yeah, it's
during the
not-
whole meal. If it's so expensive that it's cutting into your enjoyment,
right?
Then why are you even there?
And that's what I said. I said, well,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it for that. And it's one of the things. Here's how I.
So, Oscar, we have to go to Plan B for the Christmas party.
I'm not alone. Listen, there are people that have been rocked by the recession, and this is,
A lot of
believe me,
Yep.
this is not. I'm not alone when. I bet there are a lot of people that agree with me on this. The older I get and not having what I used to have, and I think it's a character building in a way, I look back on things and I qualify things as, do I really miss it? And the answer is absolutely not. And I will not miss that. I
Yeah.
will not miss that experience. Not because it wasn't good chow. Believe me,
And
I mean,
it
it's
is.
pretty special, and it's fine dining and all that. And it was a beautiful place to go for an anniversary. But looking around that room, there was this guy. Look, I don't want to cast aspersions on him.
Yes.
But he's this doughy. I'm trying to think who he looked like. He looked like
Andy Richter?
No, he looked like Andy Richter with darker hair.
Oh, a
And-
swarthy Andy Richter.
and it was darker hair, no, but nerdier, just even a little nerdier than
Maybe
Andy Richter.
a bead of sweat or just a vapor of sweat coming off his forehead.
It just
Yeah.
and he had a beautiful family, but
Of course.
he was the one part of the family that wasn't beautiful. But he was obviously the one that was there all the time. And I'm just
A
sitting
regular.
there, and
Ascot on.
and I'm nothing if not a petty man, and I'm watching.
And God bless you for it.
And the whole time I'm dining, and should be really enjoying this experience. In my own mind, it's
Yes.
going. Oh, this is shut off. I don't know. Hold on, let me plug this.
No problem.
You know what? Was anyone monkeying in here? The board was turned off when I got here today.
Here we go. The first fingerprints of
the
Michael
baby, the baby
O'Mara.
is not walking. He's not even crawling.
Pony, I need your
Who
help.
knows what he does when we're not around?
Oh, there you go. You know what? You know what Mike did though when he said if you go back and ask what you miss and what you don't miss,
Yeah.
it's a good exercise.
Yeah.
For a long time when we were going up to New York twice a week or twice a month rather, when we were done with it, I was so done with it, and I'm sad that they worked us that kind of effort of all that traveling and being away for our family because now I'm beginning to realize really what a kind of special opportunity that was, and I
Yeah.
do miss it. And that was the golden era of travel and stuff. But if you can go back and qualify what you miss and what you don't miss, sometimes you come out feeling pretty good.
Oh, so true.
So I'm sitting in this restaurant, and I
Yes.
really look. I enjoyed certain moments of it. It was fine. I'm talking to the staff. It's It's an elite.
Did you take any time to talk to your wife?
Yes, and we were, once we got in there, we were running a half an hour late because we had a lot of traffic getting down there. So, because this is a she place, we were kind of uptight about that. But once we arrived.
Was that reflected in your bill? The half hour lateness?
No, should have been.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have mattered. So we go down, and they seat this table, and he's there. It's this guy and his wife and his daughter, young daughter, who's beautifully behaved. In fact, when I walked out, I actually said, what a wonderfully behaved daughter you have. It was a pleasure to be in the same room with her. And I thought I meant that.
That was nice.
It was more directed to the mother than the other guy, because technically.
He looked at you and burped?
This is where I'm kind of a hypocrite, because I'm sitting there and they'd serve something, and oh, this is delicious. And then I look across at this table, and I'm going inside my mind, look at that jerk. Look at that fat, overfed lawyer prick. God, I hate that guy. I really do. Thank you. Yeah, I'll have a little more wine. Thank you. We really appreciate that. That's good. This is great. So is this a good anniversary dinner? Yeah. Okay. Here comes the next course. Look at him now with this big, stupid lawyer tie on, big fat ass, telling everybody how important he is. Man, I'd like to just dump my wine right over the top of his head. This is delicious. This is really, really yummy. Thank you. Yes, I'll have. Can we have? Yeah. Can you? Yeah, I'm done with that. You can take that plate away. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. What's fat ass gonna order now? What's he gonna have over there? Yeah, what a hump! What a jerk!
It's amazing you were able to enjoy yourself at all with the tab hanging over your head and watching this jacket. You have such a queer duality.
I was intimidated by the experience, and I looked around and I couldn't get by it this time. I've been in there before. I've always
times
felt
have changed.
No, even when I had more money, I would walk into a place like that, and I always be like, it's just so.
Yeah, but you know what? Times have changed. We're in a different stratosphere, and apparently, from what you say, that restaurant is as well.
It is, and it's just you look around and everybody's just look at is it great? It's got good food. Yeah, it's good.
Did you get any
great food?
Did you spill anything on your T-shirt?
I did not. My tuxedo T-shirt?
That's the one.
Hey, it was either the tuxedo T-shirt or the fried eggs.
Oh, I thought you were
where my T's are.
I thought you were going to wear the Dick Queasy shirt.
No. Well, we wanted to expose the show to upper clientele.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
it was very, very fun.
What's your deal with lawyers?
What's that?
Like every time you talk about like the 1%, they're all lawyers.
Yeah.
We, Mr. Geronimo and I, early in our careers, were deposed. We went to a deposition because we were sued, and we sat across from this ruddy, thick-necked hump lawyer who tried his level best to just really take the two young disc jockeys and intimidate us into oblivion.
How'd it work?
And, it was very difficult. And I've always talked about that. What's my thing with lawyers? Do you love them? It's everything with lawyers. You don't mind them. You've never
Oscar,
had.
what do you
Let me tell you, you haven't had as many as I have, pal.
What do you call 1,000 lawyers at the bottom of the ocean?
Wealthy.
A good start.
A good start. A good start. No, but I have no idea whether he was a lawyer.
But you could probably guess.
But he had that kind of
K
Street.
He could have been a doctor.
He had that K Street look.
A doctor?
I really don't
could have been
know.
a podcaster.
I really hope he's not a doctor. I really, I just don't.
Well, looking at him outwardly, the guess is probably not a doctor.
I'm not. Don't make me defend an indefensible position here. I can't defend my behavior. I was completely randomly looking at this guy and going,
question.
Look at you.
Just a question.
Oh, the one thing
Oscar loves success.
He loves success. He does.
I celebrate it. That's why I'm here every day.
Yes, yes. Celebrate us, please.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Can we at least get some ginger ale or something? Doesn't have to be champagne.
He's working on it.
Now, let me ask a question. Obviously, we see how you did.
Yes.
Are you with us?
Yeah. What I'm thinking about with this guy, as I'm looking at this guy, here's the comment that got me. It was something he said. It wasn't that I was just randomly looking at him. At one point, he goes, yeah, we come down from wherever he's coming from, and I didn't hear that part. And we eat here all the time. And I'm like going, you eat there all the time.
Douche.
And the money there, if he's going to eat there, you're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that is.
So that was what kind of got me, that he said that very loudly. And they were all kind of fawning on him, and it was just...
He's going to say it loudly, because you don't say that for you say that for everybody.
But here's the best part. So I'm feeling really small in this place. I'm feeling like I really don't rate, and I really don't matter. And one of the things, Oscar, was not the fact that I could afford to go there, because even then it was a bit of a stretch, but I always felt like there was a core of people that used to listen to the show.
Yeah.
And so that always made me feel kind of cool. We get done with the meal, and the floor manager guy who's been talking to us all night long, I had no idea, and I'm feeling really kind of insignificant. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And at the end of the meal, he comes over and goes, by the way, I love the podcast.
Oh,
and I'm like,
that's awesome. Yeah, big win.
Yes, thank
big
you very
win.
much. And that was up, but I'll never go back.
And since it was an anniversary dinner, how did Mrs. O'Mara enjoy it?
She loved it.
Really? Yeah. And she
loved it.
She was not haunted by the onuses that you were?
No, she feels the same way I do, and we kind of we act like people that we're like the Clampetts going to a place like this now, and we start we giggle a little bit. We know our stuff. We know what to order, and we actually know what's good. But how far up in the air was her nose?
Yeah.
I mean, we feel that way because there are a lot of people that are walking around. They're like, oh, hello, how are you? I hate that. I've always hated that.
As a foodie that has always been priced out of this place, and since you're never going back there, this is not a commercial. We've not even mentioned it. Can you just thumbnail what you ate? Because I think people would want to know.
Pheasant.
Oh.
Sea bass.
Yes. The pheasant, does it taste like a small chicken? What does it taste like?
A guinea hen.
Caviar.
Oh, look at you! Yeah,
it was a prefix menu.
I
don't
like it.
Do you know what that means, Oscar?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I actually had a meal like that in Los
Soft
Angeles
shell
once.
crab.
Didn't like it.
Butter.
Yeah. It depends on the meal. It depends.
And
on
it's seasonal there, right?
It's Well, lots of corn, tomato.
Did you visit the men's room?
Not when I was there.
So they have a butler in the men's room?
They have butlers everywhere.
I tell you what.
No, they don't have a butler. It's not like a casino, Oscar. It's not like one
Someone
of those
to hand
clubs
you a
you go
towel?
to.
$2 for a spritz of cologne?
Yeah, that's right. They got some guy sitting in there handing you towels and handing you brute.
Yeah, you go in there, you see the restroom attendant, you say, boy, this place is beautiful, but this corn goes through you like S through a goose. Do I tip you?
They didn't have that. Hey, did I mention the sponsor? I didn't even mention the sponsor
please,
for
God,
this segment.
Mike, get your head out of your ass.
It is Omericon 2013.
Oh, yeah.
Cue the music, everybody.
Yeah, baby.
All right, I'm going to tell our listeners this. My boys know this. They know this. This is how I look at these things, okay?
Yeah.
Here are two important facts, and I want you to focus on the second one. Fact number one.
Yes.
We are ahead of the pace from our last State Theater show.
This is exactly true.
Fact number two.
And this is what you must focus on.
Fact number two for Omericon 2013. That's not good enough.
Tell me about it.
I really want to make sure. I'd like to sell this show out sooner than later.
And you know what? For someone who has to spend multiple hours with Mike O'Mara every day, I too would like you to sell this show out.
I'm going to 3 that.
Yeah.
Tickets went on sale on Friday.
Pony held up 4 fingers.
They are on sale now for Omericon 2013. Our P1s have done an amazing job selling the early tickets to this, but now it's the warfare, it's the battle that goes on, and you know this from because you're making me nervous.
Not only that,
be nervous.
This podcast opens all with open arms.
Yeah.
But
Right.
for some reason, the people that rush to us are the procrastinators.
The last time we did the State Theater show, I came in on this program and I said, if we don't get a certain number, I'm not doing the show.
Exactly. I said that to Carrie once.
I'm going to go on a limb here.
Okay.
If we don't sell this show out, I'm not doing the show.
You know what, Oscar? That's going to make the night really rough on us because I don't do impressions.
But how about this?
Right. No, you see, he doesn't. He has little faith.
No, he does.
He has little faith.
He has all the faith.
You're rolling your eyes because you don't want me to say that. I'm not going unless we sell out. And
why
I'm talking
don't
about
we
the
do
upper
this?
deck too.
If we
Grease.
If we get
The upper deck here.
a sellout,
Yes.
we'll look into getting butlers in the restroom.
Oh, an attendant would be great.
100%.
Yeah.
If we get a sellout, we will have a table with colognes that I will buy personally.
We all have to choose a flavor.
Right.
We all have to choose a flavor of
All right.
cologne.
And
I will
mints?
buy the colognes. You buy the mints.
Okay.
Yes.
You get the towels at the dollar store.
I was going to actually be the butler.
That would be wonderful.
We need him on stage.
Why don't we? How many? Well, there's only one restroom, right? It's
No,
that
there's
second
2.
floor. There are two.
Two.
Why don't
Are
we?
they unisex?
If you sell, listen, we have to like pregame anyway.
Right.
If you sell out the State Theater show, I will spend a half an hour in one of the restrooms,
I will
being
too.
the restroom attendant.
I will too.
And Rob will do the other one.
That's right.
And
Oscar will
and
be
you
in the
can
ladies'
go,
room.
You can go in between too.
Yeah. I'll be in the ladies'
All right, very. Oscar will be in the ladies' room. There you go. Hi there.
Heavy flow, here you go.
Oh, God.
Here's your tampon. If you sell
This
the
one's got
show out,
wings.
I don't believe we've named today's show.
I know we're on a pace that's ahead of last time, but I want to get it done. If you give me that peace of mind sooner than later, I will be the restroom attendant for the night for a half an hour.
And as I said,
than that.
we embrace and we somehow be the home. We are somehow the home of the procrastinator. But I tell
Right.
you what, when the steam starts to build up, you're going to be pissed when you get shut out.
Right.
Because you know what? We are going to sell this show out. Get your tickets now.
Omericon 2013, live at the State Theater. The date is Saturday night, November 9th at 8 p.m. We
Free
have sold
cologne.
a ton of tickets already, but I want to sell this thing out sooner than later. Tickets are on sale now to everybody. If you know somebody that went to the last one and you know somebody that's dropping the ball, they haven't gotten their tickets yet, tell them to do it. We are very excited. The show will be like no other we've ever done before. We will once again be joined by Mickey Coachella, most recently of the 98 Rock Morning Show, an all-round funny dude. And as usual, there will be music, dancing, and festivity.
And as it says on the banner, there will be surprises.
That's right. Save the date. That's Saturday, November 9th. Get your tickets today. As a matter of fact, if we sell it out today, I'll get my outfit ready for being a restroom attendant.
Awesome. White jacket?
That's right.
I love it.
I don't know if I'll do the white jacket. I'm not sure I want to do that.
I'll go to the rental store.
I'll
We'll be
wear
set.
like a T-shirt. We'll take a break. Yeah, the white jacket. Okay, it's always a costume with you. We're going to take a break.
I
Come
hide
back.
behind them, Mike.
News you may not need. Right after this on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Where the hell has the time gone on today's show? The show has flown by for a
Someone's
Monday
been
show.
running his mouth.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of our program brought to you by Amazon. Amazon, one place to go for everything you need. Can't you feel that the season is about to change?
Can you feel it, Oscar?
Yes, fall is right around the corner, and Amazon has you covered. How about new clothes at up to 75% off, plus boots, winter coats, and any hat you'd ever want. And you never have to leave your desk. Plus, Amazon is the place to go for pumpkin decorations. Incidentally, Carla wanted me to mention, when we say you never have to leave your desk, you never have to leave the home.
Yeah.
For the homemakers out there, for the housewives, for the new moms out there. You know, you could just sit there with your little laptop, your tablet, your phone, and do all your shopping.
You
And
could
it's so
shop
much fun.
while you're nursing your child.
When you go through Mike O'Mara's show page to get to Amazon, every single day, Monday through Friday, is like Christmas morning.
That's good.
If you need it, Amazon has it. Always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Just click the link at our show webpage, MikeO'MaraShow.com. And thank you very much. We thank you in advance.
From around the globe, across the nation, and looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need, a comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, News You May Not Need.
It is a little before 12 noon on Monday, September 16th, as we tape the Mike O'Mara Show today. Oscar Santana has been keeping some tabs on the situation at the Washington Navy Yard, where early this morning, two shooters busted in there and began firing at people. What is the very latest? Do we have any word on the shooters or the fatalities or what is going on right now?
Right now, it looks like there has been, again, it's still early in the story, but
still fluid.
The two shooters have been relatively confirmed. One is said to have been in fatigues.
Okay.
So this really
might be a
looks like it
military
was
guy.
coordinated and planned out.
Or it could be a disguise.
Early reports say that outside of the two shooters, there has been 10 people that have been injured, 4 people that have been confirmed dead.
They have confirmed it.
Yes.
Wow.
What is also, and this is the first time. And we talk about desensitization.
Desensitization.
I'm not
yeah.
even trying to say it again.
Right.
Is when you start reading this, I just got chills for the first time. So they're getting first-hand reports. This is from WJLA, a CNN affiliate here in the D.C. area. And this is a first-hand account, and I quote, says, "We noticed him down the hall and stepped around the corner, and we heard shots. What seemed to be like 2 or 3 passed, and then he aimed the gun at us, and he fired at least 2 or 3 shots more." And this is what's interesting. You should know this, that the Naval Yard has a big wall around it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That at one point, everybody was going down the stairs, describing the pandemonium. People were pushing, people were shoving, people were falling down. After we came outside, people were climbing the wall, trying to get over the wall. It was just crazy.
Oh, my God.
That's what you're hearing, that this scene was so terrifying. We'll know more about this as the day progresses today, but our prayers go out with anybody that might have family and friends down there at the Washington Navy Yard, and another gun-related tragedy here in the United States.
I wouldn't say, again, if you're in a military base, I mean, what, are you going to take those guns away? Let's be fair there.
Right. No, I'm just saying, just an incident
Yeah.
with a gun. That's
Yeah,
all
it
I'm
sucks.
talking about. It's terrible. Helicopters are expected to be back in the air in a major way Monday over 15 counties across Colorado's Front Range, where historic flooding has killed at least 6 people, left hundreds more stranded and unaccounted for, and forced nearly 12,000 to evacuate their homes. Bad weather grounded the helicopters on Sunday, leaving many people still waiting for help or to be evacuated. Another place where they need your thoughts and prayers out there in Colorado. As of late Sunday evening, another tropical storm system, and this is not a tropical storm system in Colorado, but this one around Mexico, Tropical Storm Manuel was expected to drop up to 25 inches of rain in some areas with winds at around 40 miles per hour, and it's just a very difficult situation because on the opposite
Yeah,
coast...
they've got it on both sides, right?
Yeah, Hurricane Ingrid is on the other side, and that's expected to make landfall today with sustained winds of 75 miles per hour north of the port town of Tampico. So the Mexican people are going
The
through
danger at
this.
play here is because Hurricane Ingrid is German, it's going to hit with amazing efficiency.
Thank you, Rob. And way to go. You kept it in your pants about the whole Mexican thing.
Yeah.
Hurricane Manuel.
Yeah, Manuel just claimed 21 lives.
And I said Manuel. Engineers on Monday succeeded in resting the hull of the shipwreck Costa Concordia from the Italian reef, where it has been stuck since it capsized in January 2012, leaving them cautiously optimistic that they can rotate the luxury liner upright and eventually tow it away.
What do you think is really the root of taking a year to get a ship off of a reef?
And don't you think that the people that are really, really focused on following this are all going to celebrate by dinner at that restaurant? Because it seems to me like a massive J.O. I'm sorry, but when they said, well, have you seen it move? Well, we haven't. But in the next 20 hours, it's going to move 8 inches, and that's terrific.
It is, in my the layman's eye that I possess, it is a question of tonnage. That's why it takes so long. It's so heavy, and it's so... You have to realize what this thing did was can opener onto these rocks, and it freezes there. And they said at one point that there was a chance they would never be able to move
They would just leave it?
Yeah, they would leave it there.
Or turn it into a luxury hotel.
Or chop it up and chop it up for scrap off the rock.
That's what I suspected.
Wow. Yeah.
Because you know what? By riding it and towing it, that's terrific, but they'll never be able to repair it.
Listen to this. After some 6,000 tons of force were applied using a complex system of pulleys and counterweights.
It's the same way they got that guy out of that restaurant.
They saw the detachment from the reef thanks to undersea cameras. I think it's kind of an interesting story. That's why you had it right here, everybody.
You could have showed the same footage that I saw in the news today and said, it's not moving, and I would have believed it, because it's not moving.
Rob and I did not coordinate what he's doing and what I'm doing today, but I think Rob will like this story.
What's that?
Bob Newhart, among TV's most enduring stars with shows stretching back more than 5 decades.
Love it.
He wept as he finally captured his first Emmy Award. I knew you'd have that. Do you have that?
I don't, but you know what? I'm glad you do, because
Okay.
I don't have the audio from it. They just had the news story this morning.
Newhart was honored at Sunday's Creative Arts Emmy ceremony for his guest role last season on The Big Bang Theory as Professor Proton, a down-in-his-luck former host of a children's science show.
So great.
How about that? I paused at the right time. This is my 7th shot at this. I just love this very much, he said, gazing tearfully at the trophy in his hand. Newhart's long TV history includes the 70s Bob Newhart Show, Newhart in the 1980s, Bob in the 90s, and 6 previous nominations. His 1961 variety series, The Bob Newhart Show, earned a writing bid, and he's one of Rob and my favorite comedians
And also,
of all
did
time.
you know the first man to ever win a Grammy for Album of the Year for a comedy album?
Yeah,
And the
fantastic.
Button Down Mind
Way
won
to go,
that.
Bob.
Also an elf. Don't forget that.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah. And
he
you know
was an
what?
elf.
He's
Yeah.
one of the better parts of that
Papa
movie.
Elf.
He truly is.
Yeah.
When you hear a recording of your voice, you probably have the same reaction that everyone else has when
Yes,
they hear their voice.
fantastic.
I sound like that. But it turns out that deep down, you don't really think it's awful. In a new study out of Albright College in Pennsylvania, people actually find their own voices more attractive than other people's voices. For the study, the researchers played people recordings of a bunch of different voices, and they secretly included a few clips of the person's own voice. The people didn't recognize their own voices mixed in there with the other ones, but they did rate their own voices as the most attractive.
I don't
And
buy that.
When writing this story, they decided to put down voices as many times as they could.
Do you buy that?
Yes, written by an intern, the researchers think that this is another sign of our modern egos. Given the age of heightened narcissism, this provides further evidence that individuals seem to inflate their opinions of themselves.
You know what? Anyone that has come in and seen the way we tweak this board to make ourselves sound as little like us in real life as we do,
Right.
I don't buy that for a second.
There, thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
And I like the way that sounded. There's no problem. The people of Wisconsin.
Was I just insulted?
Yeah, because all the tweaking's on your side, Mike.
There's
just pure oxygen.
There's no problem the people of Wisconsin can't solve without cheese.
Really, do you really need any more in the story, or is that just the headline?
No, you'll like this.
Okay.
The Milwaukee Department of Public Works is currently researching a plan to stop covering their icy roads with rock salt in the winter and cover them with cheese brine instead.
Oh, God, that is not only great, it's sexy.
Cheese brine is the liquid waste left over from the cheese-making process. And we all know that Wisconsin makes a lot of cheese.
Yes, they do.
It's cheaper than rock salt, and it has less of an overall impact on the roads and the environment. The big problem?
Yes.
Smells like cheese.
Oh, my God.
No.
Cheese brine has a distinct cheese odor, and not a good cheese odor, more like a mix of cheese and feet.
Wow. You know what would cut that? Is if
no.
after they laid down the cheese brine, if they threw down a layer of pepperoni.
And I'd love to start the week with one like this. A little something, ladies and gentlemen. Last week, a car of clowns got into a crash in York, Pennsylvania. But fortunately, there were only 4 clowns in the car at the time instead of the usual 25 to 50. 83-year-old, this makes it funny too, James Billingsley of York, who is known as Dimples the Clown.
How old is he?
He's 83.
Wow, I'm not sure those are dimples.
He was driving the clowns in his van. The names of his fellow clowns weren't released, but we do know that they were pulling a trailer with their own clown car attached. Dimples got into the accident when he missed a U-turn, and he plowed into an SUV.
Yes.
He was wearing his oversized clown shoes at the time, but the cops don't think they played any part in the crash. Dimples suffered a minor bump on his head. No one else was injured.
Thank Christ.
Fortunately, there was no fire at the scene, which could have proved disastrous if they tried to extinguish it with silver confetti out of a bucket. We'll take a break. That was mine.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you. We'll be stopping by and seeing what Rob has, the audio
sure.
vault, right after this on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. So you were mentioning before the show, Mr. Rob Spiewak, that you and Carrie did something with Vistaprint over the weekend. Is that
Robert's birthday is coming up at the end of the month, and we've been back and forth as to what he wants to do. And he wants something really simple. He just wants to go bowling with his friends. And it's kind of hard to inject anything exciting. The kids love bowling. They want to do something cool. He doesn't know this. We were on the website with Vistaprint last night, and we're having custom-made. Robert is having a birthday T-shirts that will be distributed to the kids at the party.
Aww.
So everyone's going to show up at the bowling alley wearing matching shirts that say, Robert is 11.
Aww,
and it
that's
was
cool.
so easy and, God, so inexpensive to do. And, every time you send a kid to a birthday party, they come home with a bag of crap that all you have to do is throw away. What we're giving them is a quality garment. So you know what? Advantage Spiewak. And thank you, Vistaprint, for making us look like we know what we're doing.
Did you know that Vistaprint.com creates all their business cards in-house? They have a talented team over there. You should see how amazing their designs are. I mean, wow.
Very cool.
Really good
Point
stuff.
and click, yeah.
They are offering our listeners a great deal, and we talk about this. This is what started our relationship with Vistaprint. If you need business cards, get 250 of their high-quality premium cards today for only $10.
It's an amazing deal.
That includes shipping. How it works, first you pick the industry your card is in, then you start designing. This is the really cool part. You can change just about anything. Fonts, colors, text size, even the location of your text. You can have maps, images, and tables. You can even add your logo or photo. If you've created your own design, you can upload that and print it. There are so many options. Vistaprint is terrific. That's 250 premium cards for only $10. Just go to www.vistaprint.com and click on the Heard Us on TV radio button in the upper right-hand corner, and you put in the promotional code TMOS. One thing I forgot to mention, when you're checking out, make sure you take a look at their quality stocks. Matte comes standard, but you can always upgrade the stock to premium matte or glossy, recycled or standard glossy. To get 250 premium business cards for $10, including shipping, go to Vistaprint.com and click on the the icon in the upper right-hand corner and put TMOS in there. Thank you very much, Vistaprint. We love them. And now, without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for Monday, September 16, 2013. Rob Spiewak.
Got some good stuff for you. I don't know if you saw this. I got it from Dude Walker. I shared it on Friday. I think this is one of the most clever uses of music that I've heard in a long time. Have you heard the new Blurred Lines mashup?
I have not.
And they've paired it. Now, actually, remember, this is really not Robin Thicke. It's really Marvin Gaye. So it's no surprise that it worked so well with a Quincy Jones song. So what you need to do, Mike, is when you have a moment today, go to our YouTube page and check out the video, because the video is just as good as the song.
All right.
But check out how this works. This is called Blurred Sanford.
Everybody get up.
Man, that's such a great marriage of music right there.
It's amazing. And when you see Fred Sanford and Lamont dancing,
oh wow,
and Grady dancing, and
good.
Bubba dancing and faking the heart attack, I laughed my head off.
This
It's
is great.
so great. So check out the video. It's really, really something. It really is. I don't think there's a lot of alteration here.
No, there's not.
It's just a perfect matchup. So check that out. And while we're
But
talking,
Blurred Lines does go very well with other pieces of music.
does.
So that's why you're seeing a lot of this.
Robin Thicke was interviewed about, again, the story that will not die, him and Miley at the VMAs. And you know what? If you doubted that he's a douche, and you know what? I really do like the song. That's what makes this hard. Clearly the song of the summer, maybe the song of the year.
So is Robin Thicke a douche?
I think he is.
Really?
I think he is.
Okay.
But anyway, this is him talking about the rehearsal for the VMA. And when you saw that disaster happening at the VMAs,
right,
doesn't it sort of boggle your mind that there was a rehearsal?
Yeah.
Like they're going to show up in what, sweatpants and do that?
I thought that she was like surprising everybody and himself.
That's what I thought.
Right.
I thought that, the stuff
he
with
got
the phone.
boned.
Yeah. Check this out.
We knew what we were getting ourselves into. We're entertainers, and
And he sounds more than a little bit like his pop.
Yeah, we're more than entertainers. I said, hey, Miley, you're grounded.
we knew what we were getting ourselves into. We're entertainers, and the VMAs is the perfect place for a little shock and awe. Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew when we were in rehearsal, and we were like, okay, if you touch me with your foam finger all over my crotch, obviously a few people are going to have something to say about this.
So it was entirely planned. And to me, that cheapens it even more.
It cheapens Robin Thicke because he was made to be the innocent.
Exactly.
In all this.
That's
And
what
hey,
Gloria Loring said.
I just want to say, hey, Robin, you're grounded.
Now, while we keep it in the thoughts of music, some good music stuff this weekend. Remember when I told you about this song that was trending, The Fox?
What does the fox say?
It continues to gain some traction.
Is it
because
getting bigger?
One of the greatest marching bands in college sports is, of course, the Ohio State marching band.
Hi, Bill Harvey.
Check this out. So when you have a top 40 record done by the Ohio State Marching Band,
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal because that's not an easy chart to write.
Hey, Kenny out in Iowa, you could do this too.
That's true.
Caston's out in Iowa. Mr. Caston's. How
Kevin
about getting-
Caston,
Kevin,
yeah.
not Kenny. Kevin, get your Iowa Hawkeye band to do that.
Now, did you watch any of the Miss America last night?
I did not have the pleasure.
For the first time,
I was busy watching my Boston Red Sox eliminate the New York Yankees from any possibility of the division this year.
Thank you. You know what will soften the blow for New Yorkers, though, is
What's
that
that?
once again, Miss New York is Miss America.
Okay.
And for the first time, it is a contestant of Indian heritage. Let's go to the win right now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Dot, not feather.
your new Miss America is Miss New York.
And she is gorgeous. Really, really
Yeah, very
beautiful.
pretty. Is she Indian?
Yes, she is. As a matter of fact,
Indian
her
women are
talent...
really, Indian women are so beautiful.
Her talent was a Bollywood-style dance.
Oh, really?
Actually, let's go to the tape. We have, this is, what's her name? Her name is Nina Davaluri, I believe. Let's go to the tape. This is the winner.
I feel that way too. You see, whether igloo, hut, or lean-to, or a geodesic dome, there's no structure I have.
She's a knockout. But you know what? This is
one of
not...
the better looking Miss Americas in a long time. Does she have a knee brace? Is that a knee brace on? Or?
Yeah, she blew it out in a rehearsal.
Really?
You know what? That's not her.
Makes her sexier.
One thing that's weird about her win is she actually, during her talent portion, missed her cue 3 times.
Next up for talent is Miss New York.
So the music starts for her, and she's not there dancing.
Miss New York, you are up.
Not there dancing yet.
Miss New York, you are up.
And now she comes out. Apparently she did enough of her talent to win.
Don't
Right.
you feel like that lady was ramping up, the host was ramping up to like, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Get
One
your
more
ass
miss.
on stage.
Miss New York, where the F are you?
Tell you who did not win was Miss Missouri, Shelby Ringdahl, who, Miss Oklahoma, Kelsey Griswold, whose pitch might be just a little off. Big finish.
Is that kind of a Broadway song?
My skin was crawling so much my T-shirt came off.
Can I just show you Miss Kansas real quick as we wrap up? I apologize.
Yeah.
Oh, with the tat on the side.
Now, for a while, tattoos were prohibited, I believe.
This is not Miss USA. This is Miss America.
This is Miss America.
So finally, Miss America got the memo to sex it up a little bit.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, I should have.
As a matter of fact, Miss Nevada's talent was BJ's.
God, Rob.
How dare you, Rob?
I was too busy watching Dexter, Newsroom, and Boardwalk Empire.
What a night for
Newsroom
television.
Finally came around.
Newsroom had a phenomenal finale.
Great.
Really
and a quick
phenomenal.
finish. Everyone is still upset, Mike. Everyone is still upset with, as I call him, Vlad.
Oh, can I just say one thing about
please, yeah.
Boardwalk Empire? Congratulations for spicing it up. You know how you fix a gangster show? You make it bloodier.
Murder?
Oh, my God. It's
Excellent.
fantastic.
All right, real quick. Vladimir Putin. No one likes him.
Lots of people here in America on both sides are pissed off at Putin because he wrote that op-ed, did you see that, in the New York Times, and lectured America on democracy. Wow. This is like getting parenting notes from Billy Ray Cyrus.
That, Mike, is your magic audio vault. Have a great Monday, everybody.
That's it. We got to get out of here. If you have tech questions about the Mike O'Mara Show, contact our man Ponyboy at MikeO'MaraShow.com. All correspondence for our show can be sent to TMOS, P.O. Box 3, Manassas, Virginia, 20108. And I have us late, Rob, so
Yes.
we're going to say goodbye.
You have 10 more seconds.
I do? 10
Yeah.
more seconds? Okay, if you want to also text Ponyboy somebody that he can date, he's looking for love. Thank you very much.
It was not a great weekend for him.
Ponyboy at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Please check it out. Thank you very much.
All right, have a great night.
Ciao, ciao.
Oh, yeah, one more thing. Please remember to grab your extended free trial of Hulu Plus, a special offer just for our listeners. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the Hulu Plus banner and start watching all of your favorite shows right now. Or you can go to HuluPlus.com/TMOS. Again, that's HuluPlus.com/TMOS. Or click the Hulu Plus banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com. You may go now.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.